107.5 WBLS, your number one source for R&B.
Hey, what's going on? It's 107.5 WBLS TV with your Radio Love Deja Vu. We are joined by this guy. You might see his face. You might know him. 10-time Grammy winner, Golden Globe under his belt, an Academy Award under his belt, Mr. John Legend.
Deja.
Thank you. Hey.
How are you?
How you been?
Good. Good to see you.
You too, man. And you stay all up in the news, so we see you all the time, of
Yes.
course. But what brings you to us today? I know you had a lot of things that you're working on, but specifically, we were talking on the way in. Are you back in recording mode now?
Oh, the recording is basically done.
What?
The album is on the way.
Okay.
I've got a new single called Love Me Now. And yeah, I'm excited to give the world some new music.
Awesome. All right, what's the album going to be called?
The album's called Darkness and Light. And, it's just about where I am in my life and how I see the world and what it's like to be a husband and a father and all those things. Just writing about all of that.
That's awesome. All right, so talk to us about how you see the world now that baby Luna is here. She's beautiful, by the way.
Oh, I'm so happy, first of all, that we have Luna in our lives now, and it's very exciting to be a new parent. But also, you think about the world that they're about to grow up into,
Absolutely.
and you want to make it the best world it can be. So, I think about that a bit. And I thought about that while I was writing the album, too. Yeah.
Did you write any songs specifically for her? Or
Yes.
things really? What's the one called?
Wait till you hear it.
Give me one.
Well, it's called Right By You, but the title won't mean anything to you until you really listen to it. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, we know that you are really big into the political scene.
Yeah.
We see a lot of things going on in our world today, our country today. I know that you have spoken out about drug reform and prison reform. What do you think about what's happening right now as far as our black men are concerned? I mean, we just had another one today.
Yeah, well, it's almost like every day in the news we're seeing it, or
Exactly.
at least every few days. And those are just the ones that are videotaped and have enough resonance to kind of break through the news. But it's happening, almost every day. And I don't even think that's the biggest problem that we're dealing with. I think the larger, more pervasive problem, I think, in the criminal justice system is mass incarceration, because those deaths, I think, are very significant, and they are rightly protested, and we're rightly concerned about those. But every day we're locking up people for decades that don't need to be in prison that long, if at all. We're dealing with the drug problem in a way that's not healthy, and it's not actually healing anyone. It's just punishing people, and it's really destroying a lot of communities when you see that many young men and young women locked up for so long, so much separation from their families, and so much cost to imprison them that could be spent on other things that would actually be more edifying for the community. So the biggest issue I've been focused on is that issue of mass incarceration and ending that.
But what are you doing with that? Are you talking about the privatization? Are you trying to go against
All of
that?
that. We're talking about privatization, because that is an issue, but
Right.
privatization didn't lead this issue.
Right.
The issue was our legislators and our society decided that we were going to focus more on punishment than on healing and on health, because a lot of it was dealing with drugs and saying, drugs are bad, drugs hurt people. So how we're going to fix that is by locking everybody up that's involved in the drug trade.
But only particular people
and
being locked up.
only certain people.
Right.
So black and brown people were targeted
Yeah.
when it came to that. And we also have sentencing that is way out of proportion to the offenses that people actually committed. And so that happened starting in the mid to late 70s. And over that time, our incarceration rate has gone up by 700%. And so much of that is in the black and brown community. And what that means is so many families have people that are just disappeared out of their lives. That means kids with fathers and mothers don't have that person in their lives. That means brothers and sisters are losing their siblings. And that has a corrosive effect on the community. And we've gotten so used to it. We're used to, 25 to life. We're used to kids getting tried as adults. But these things are egregious when you look at other countries around the world. They don't do that. That's why we are the leader in incarcerating people. So the question is, do we want to be, as the land of the free, the leader in locking people up? And I think we shouldn't be.
So where does that start, though? Because I heard you say with the legislature and everything, and a lot of folks, with the election coming up, we're really focused on the presidential election.
You're focused
but
on the
we
president.
fall off
Yes.
after every other thing. So we are not going out there voting in the mid-seasons.
You got to vote in the midterm. You got to know who's running for district attorney in your community so that you can vote based on that, because you want someone that's smart on crime, not necessarily the toughest on crime. Because tough, you can always go tougher. You can always sentence more, but is that actually the right sentence?
And it's
is
not
that
changing
actually,
anything.
Is that actually fixing anything? Is that actually a good investment of our community resources? And so we need to be paying attention to those things. We get caught up in the headlines, which is, Trump versus Clinton. But there's so many other races we have to care about, and not just every 4 years, but it's every 2 years, and sometimes every year. We have to pay attention.
So do we see politics in your future? I mean, like, seriously.
It's my present. To me, I don't want to run for office, but
yeah, that's
I do,
what I mean, running for office.
But I do want to be involved in the process, because as a citizen who is paying attention and who cares about the future of the community, I have to pay attention, and I have to hold our elected officials accountable whenever I can.
All right, so not just as a citizen, but as a celebrity, do you think the onus is on the celebrities to put this out there? Because some people are catching flack because they don't want to step forward for fear
I don't
of
think
losing
it's for.
sponsors
It's not
and
for
things of that
everyone.
nature.
It's not for everyone. I think you have to be prepared, because you're going to get some backlash. You have to know the subject well. You have to do your research. You have to be humble, because just because you're famous doesn't mean you're smarter than other people that have been working on that issue for
Absolutely.
years. So I go around and listen more than I talk a lot of times. I go visit the prisons. I go talk to activists. I go talk to legislators. I talk to the police. I talk to corrections officers. I talk to all kinds of people. So a lot of it is that humility, that a lot of times just because you're the most famous person in the room doesn't mean you're the smartest person in the room. So you need to listen as much or more than you talk. And so not everybody's going to be that committed to learning about those things, and maybe it's not for everybody, maybe it's not your passion, but if you do know about it and you have the power to do something to change it, then you better use it.
Okay. Johnson, you better use it. You better use it. All right. So you're using it not just with the music, not just with you going out there to the prisons and everything, but also in shaping and telling stories. You got movies and the Get Lifted Productions.
Yes.
You just did South Side with You.
Yeah.
How is that?
Well, we
seeing it
love.
come to fruition?
Well, I think as an artist and as a producer and everything that I do, I just want to put more beauty into the world, put more great content into the world, make the world more interesting, make the world more informed if we can. And so all the projects we take on are at least fulfilling one of those missions. And so with film, we were involved with Southside with You. With television, we've had Underground, which had a wonderful first season, and we're coming back for the second season. And so we're just trying to tell great stories, represent different points of view than you may have seen otherwise, and hopefully make the world more interesting.
And you're in a new musical that's supposed to be coming out, La La Land?
There's a new film called La La Land, which we also executive produced, directed by Damien Chazelle. I don't know if you saw Whiplash. It was
Yes, that was
the
good. That
drummer
was a really good
in
movie.
music school. He's a brilliant director, and he really loves music, and he had been coming up with this idea to do a brand new musical for a while, and it's hard to make a musical in Hollywood because they haven't really seen an original musical do really well in Hollywood for a long time.
Right.
But he had this ambition that he was going to do it, and he asked me to be a part of it, to write a song, and to actually star in it as well.
What's your character?
My character's name is Keith. The main characters are Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Okay.
And they're a couple that's trying to figure out love, but also trying to figure out their careers in the arts at the same time. He's a musician and she's an actress. And I am one of the musicians that his character collaborates with. And I represent one path, and he's trying to decide between that path and another path. One's a little more commercial, one's a little more true to what he originally wanted to do as a jazz artist. And so I represent the kind of the sellout side of things. But I think a lot of artists face that choice of, here's what I originally set out to do, but maybe that's not going to sell as well. Do I compromise?
Did you have to do that?
Do I compromise? I don't really feel like I did, because I always felt like I wanted to make music that was for the masses, but still soulful and authentic. So I never felt like, well, either you can make soulful and authentic or you can make it for the masses. I feel like you can do both at the same time.
I think you've been successful with it just a
We're
little
doing
bit.
okay.
Just
We're doing
something,
okay.
a little something. All right, so with the music and the new album that's coming up, you said it's Darkness and Light?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking for that when?
Soon, very soon.
Soon and very soon?
Yeah, we don't have the exact date set, but it'll be very soon.
Before the holidays?
It'll be before the end of the year.
So it can be some little stocking stuffer stuff for people?
I hope so.
All right. Before you go, though, I want to talk about what you got planned for the future. Where are we going? I know we have the album, but are we doing more TV?
We're going to tour. We're going to do more TV and film. We're going to do all of the above. and hopefully try to be a good dad too at the same time.
What has being a daddy, taught you so far, just in these few months?
Well, first of all, you just realize you have new priorities, you know. Before, even when you're married, like, you can still kind of just focus on your career and your wife, and it's not that complicated. But when you have a kid thrown into the mix, it definitely complicates things, and it's a good complication because you love this little creature and you want her to become the best human being she can be.
Right.
But that means you got to invest some time into it and reprioritize a bit.
Right, and even prioritize with your dating life, because I saw you and Chrissy had to get out for date nights.
Yeah, you have to sometimes, and people will criticize you for that. And you do want to be.
Say anything about anything. Come on.
And you do want to be home, though. You do want to be there and see her grow into a child and into an adult. You want to see all that, and you don't want to be away for a lot of that. So you just have to think about how you spend your time.
Well, we love the way you're spending your time right now. Thank
I'm
you so much for
happy to
hanging
be
out
here.
with us.
Absolutely.
And of course, we'll be banging his new album and the new single,
Love Me Now is the new single.
Yeah, so make sure we go cop that.
Yes.
And thank you, John Ledger, for stopping by.
Thank you, Deja.
All right.
Good to see you.